welcome to Mr. Paul's Pantry. I'm Mr. Paul and it's nice to see you here. If you're a new visitor, a very, very warm welcome. And if you're a returning visitor, it's nice to see you here again. Now this is the time of the week, it's weekend, and I'm going to do my normal weekly video of showing you what I had to eat for my main meals during the past 7 days. Now for anybody new here, I don't do recipes on this particular video. They're on my other videos that I do separately, and this is just showing you, giving you some ideas of the food I have during the week. I would like to just remind people, because I've had a lot of people asking, these meals I show you are all prepared by me from scratch. I don't buy anything from the shops and pump it on a plate, okay? If I'm eating a pie, I will have made the pie. If I'm making a ravioli or something like that, I will have made the pasta and the ravioli and the sauce. It's not just bought in. So everything you see here is what I make for my meals during the week. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's free to do so. Just click on the red button underneath here and a little bell will appear, and when you do that, YouTube will tell you every time I put up a new video. And if you have any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments underneath, please. I do read every single one and I do try to answer as many as I possibly can. And if there's anything you'd like to see on this particular type of video for my meals of the week, then just let me know. So the very first day, Monday, I go Monday to Sunday by the way. Monday I decided to have a sausage and bean casserole. I haven't had one for a while, and I had made some sausages a couple of weeks ago and I put them in the freezer. So I'm going to have sausage and bean casserole, and this is what it looked like in the pan to start with. Then I served it on the plate, and I just had it simply with a crusty roll. I didn't have anything else because there was potato already in the stew, in the casserole. So this was my Monday meal. Now, Tuesday, I had a fish day on Tuesday. I had some very, very nice cod. I've been getting some nice cod recently. North Atlantic cod, which is a lot better than cod caught around the Mediterranean, where the waters are warmer. Colder the water, the better the cod, and it was very, very nice. And what I decided to do with it this week was I was going to bake it instead of frying it. And I baked it with some Parmesan cheese. Salt and pepper, a little olive oil and some Parmesan cheese, and I baked it in my little toaster oven for just 12 minutes, and then I served it with some roasted tomatoes and some croquettes, and just to finish it off I made a nice parsley sauce, and that was my Tuesday meal, which was very, very nice indeed. And we come to Wednesday. Now Wednesday I decided to have a bacon chop. Now I can't buy bacon chops here anywhere, I've tried. So I still cure a bit of my own bacon because that's what my original trade was with my stepfather as a pork butcher. So I still do a bit of bacon curing for myself. So I cured these I had these bacon chops. I cut them thin so they cook quickly, and I can cook it in the frying pan. I pan fried it, it was very, very tasty, and I had a few tomatoes left over from the day before, cherry tomatoes, which I'd roasted, and I didn't chop them all up for the cod. I left these whole on the vine, and they were very, very nice and looked nice on the plate as well. And I also had some croquettes left from the Tuesday as well, so I used those up, and I finished it off with some cauliflower cheese, which was just the ticket. It was a very nice meal, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So we come to Thursday, and Thursday's the day I do my most of my shopping, fruit and veg and things like that. And last week I did a little piece on the bits and bobs I had left in my fridge that needed using up, and a lot of people commented and said they enjoyed that bit, so I'm doing it again this week. So on Thursday morning I made a little short video of the things that I had left in the fridge that I was going to try and decide what to make for my meal Thursday evening. This is what I did. So today's shopping day, and it's a day when I go through my refrigerator and see what I need to replace, anything that needs throwing out, and any bits and bobs that need using up. And what I'm going to do, the same as I did last week, I'm going to sort these things out that I hope I can use up, and I'll do something for my meal tonight. I have a few things this week. First of all, I've got a bit of cabbage, and there's 4 Brussels sprouts on there as well, but I've got some cabbage. I've got a few bits of mushroom left from something I did earlier in the week. I've got a bit of a leek, not much there, but it needs using. And I've told you before in videos, I use these white onions a lot because the green bits on top I use as spring onion. Well, I've used all the green off them and I'm left with these 2 bits of white, so I'm going to have to use those up as well. I've got some potatoes here. Now, they're not roast potatoes. I did them in the frying pan actually. I was making patatas bravas and there are a few potatoes that were left over. And I've also got some chicken, some brown meat and some white meat, which I hope to use up. I keep my odds and ends that are left over in these little boxes because it's easy to stack in the fridge, and of course I can keep them nice and fresh without them drying out. Oh, and in the freezer I found some pastry which I've kept moving from one side of the freezer to the other for weeks now, so it needs using up, so I'm going to try and use that today if I can. So I'm going to go shopping in a minute and have a coffee while I'm out, and whilst I'm having the coffee I'm going to sit and have a think about what I can do with all these leftover bits and pieces. I'm sure I'll come up with something. So I'll see you when I get back. Bye. When I came back from shopping, I'd had a good think, and I decided, in England by the way, in the UK, this week, or last week should I say, it was a National Pie Week, and pies are my passion. It's been a Pie Week celebration for quite a few years now in the UK. So I thought, well, why not make a pie? I found a bit of pastry kicking about in the freezer, so I did. And this is the pie I made. It's a chicken, mushroom and leek pie, and it looks very, very nice indeed. And I actually served it up with just some bubble and squeak, which I made up of course from the leftover roasted potatoes, the Brussels sprouts and the cabbage. I just mushed it all up and put it in the frying pan with a little butter and oil, and until it started caramelizing on the bottom, turned it over and did the same on the other side, and it made a beautiful meal. The pie was absolutely delightful, although a little too big for me if I'm honest. So on Friday I had one of my favourites. I had some liver. It was ox liver, very, very tasty, and I served it with some mustard mash. Now, people asked me last time what mustard mash was. It's just creamy mashed potato with a spoonful of whole grain mustard stirred through it. That's all. And I also served it with some buttered cabbage, which I steamed. That was very, very tasty. And the onion gravy I cooked the liver in was absolutely to die for. This was probably my most favourite meal of the week. It was absolutely good. Now Saturday I was making a video for my YouTube channel, a full-length video that is, for some pork and apple rissoles. And so my meal that night on Friday was, on Saturday, was for these pork and apple rissoles. If you look at the video, either on the video or look on my website, I've shown you how you can make several dishes out of the same mixture, not just the rissoles, some oriental dishes as well. So that's quite a versatile recipe. Anyway, my rissoles, I serve them with some mashed swede, and I had a bit of mashed potato left in the fridge, so I mixed that with it and it made a lovely side dish, did that. And I also managed to purchase this week a lovely green cabbage, which was unusual because cabbages are usually white here, and I steamed some of that. It was absolutely gorgeous. So that was my meal for Saturday. So we come to Sunday, the last day of my my meals. I come Monday to Sunday, and I was eating out Sunday lunchtime, so I didn't want a meal in the evening, so I made myself some soup. I had purchased some asparagus, which was the very first of the new crop just arrived in the shops. It's a very short season, so I couldn't resist buying it, and it made a delightful end to my weekly meals. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed this. I've enjoyed eating them. I hope you've enjoyed watching them. I hope it's given you some ideas to try. You may not like them all, but you may like the odd one. Now, if you have any questions, any comments or any suggestions, please leave them in the comments box underneath this video. I do read them all, I do take notice, and I will try and answer as many as I possibly can. So, this is Mr. Paul saying bye for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.